Training camp was supposed to build our hype for the upcoming season, but right now, it feels like an absolute nightmare as injuries are relentlessly tearing through this roster. Just when we thought we were turning the corner, key playmakers are dropping like flies, leaving us all holding our breath and fearing the worst. Today's practice wrapped up after 2 intense hours, but the fallout from the training room has completely stolen the headline. Before we dive into all the chaos, make sure to like, share, and subscribe so you never miss an update as we navigate this crazy season together. How much more bad news can this locker room possibly take before the opening kickoff? We have to start with the news that sent shockwaves through the fan base today regarding our explosive rookie wideout, Luther Burden III. The national reporters confirmed the terrifying news that Burden suffered a groin injury during practice and is going to miss significant time. The instant that update dropped, chaos broke out among fans trying to figure out what this actually means. Some medical analysts online are guessing a 2 to 3 week recovery, while others are warning that if it's a severe strain, we could be looking at 4 to 6 weeks on the shelf. With Week 1 against Carolina sitting right around 5 weeks away, the clock is officially ticking. But let's be real with each other for a second as fans. Put this man on ice immediately. There is absolutely zero reason to rush Luther Burden back for meaningless preseason action. We have already seen enough from him in camp to know he is the real deal. He looks comfortable, he knows his assignments, and he is fully dialed into this offense. Let him stack up those mental reps in the film room and stay off the field until he is 100% healthy. We saw how soft tissue injuries plagued Kyler Gordon, and the last thing we need is a lingering groin issue ruining Burden's debut season. Get him right for the opener, and keep him out of harm's way until then. Unfortunately, the heartbreak in the wide receiver room did not stop with Burden today. In an incredibly frustrating turn of events, rookie wideout Savion Thomas went down after working through a 7-on-7 period. Thomas was spotted on the sideline working with trainers before limping off into the facility, unable to return to practice. This is just brutal to watch. Thomas, the standout rookie out of LSU, was having a phenomenal camp and rapidly building real trust with the coaching staff to earn a legitimate role in this offense. To see him walk off with a visible limp right after losing Burden is enough to make any fan want to scream. We can only pray that this was just a minor tweak or a precautionary move, and maybe he gets back out there soon. The team is running a lighter walk-through practice at Stevenson High School tomorrow before ramping up for a brutal, highly intense physical practice on Tuesday. If Thomas can suit up for that full contact session, we can all breathe a massive sigh of relief. But if he is sidelined, this receiver depth is going to be tested in a major way. When you sit down and look at the sheer number of key players currently missing from practice, it is enough to make your stomach drop. The list of absentees reads like a starting lineup. You have top offensive weapons like Luther Burden and primary left tackle Braxton Jones out. On defense, game-changers like Montez Sweat are sidelined alongside secondary pieces like Kobe Bryant, Cam Lewis, Jalen Jones, and Terrell Smith. Add in quality depth players like DeMarco Jackson, and the sideline looks busier than the field. The coaching staff already admitted that key figures like Braxton Jones and Montez Sweat are not expected to be back out there in the immediate future, which puts immense pressure on the second-string units. That does not even account for the players stuck on the physically unable to perform list or dealing with multi-week issues like Kyler Gordon, Elijah Hicks, and Keandre Elliott, who has been battling a back injury ever since rookie minicamp. Toss and reserve players like Shamar Turner on PP and Javarius Owens getting waived with an injury designation, and the secondary has been completely decimated. The only silver lining right now is that none of these injuries have been officially ruled season-ending, but watching the bumps and bruises pile up day after day is testing everyone's patience. Question of the day: with the secondary being completely wiped out by injuries right now, should the front office go out and sign a big-name veteran free agent immediately, or should we trust these young defensive backs to step up? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, because I want to hear where you stand on this. To help patch up the massive holes in the secondary, the front office made an intriguing roster move by signing defensive back Beanie Bishop. If that name sounds familiar, it is because Bishop broke onto the scene as an undrafted free agent with the Steelers in 2024, eventually earning a starting spot in the slot and posting an impressive stat line with 7 pass breakups and 4 interceptions. He is a pure nickel corner who stands around 5'9" and 180 pounds, playing with an aggressive, instinctual style. He is high risk, high reward, He will occasionally get beat deep, but he has a natural knack for creating turnovers. After spending time on practice squads and a brief stint with the Saints, he was available largely because he is facing a 3-game suspension to start the regular season for undisclosed reasons. So why bring him in now? Because we urgently need healthy bodies for practice, and since he is allowed to participate in training camp and play in preseason games, he provides immediate relief. Plus, his suspension means he won't occupy an active roster spot right away, giving the staff time to evaluate him. Bishop actually beat out 6 other defensive backs in a tryout after the team auditioned 9 different players, showing that he clearly stood out among the competition alongside recent depth signees William Wright and Brandon Hill. With Kyler Gordon out and other nickel options banged up, rookie Malik Muhammad has been stepping into the spotlight with the first-team defense. This is precisely the opportunity Muhammad needed. Drafted in the 4th round, Muhammad brings elite length and athleticism to the table, standing over 6 feet tall with 33-inch arms. While his frame is a bit slender at 185 pounds, raising some questions about how he will hold up against physical running games inside the box, his coverage instincts are undeniable. If he can continue to hold his own with the starters over the next few practices, he could easily lock down a major role in this secondary whether Gordon is ready for Week 1 or not. Despite all the injury drama, the offense still managed to produce a few thrilling highlights during today's session. The play of the day came when Caleb Williams dropped back against an all-out blitz dialed up by Dennis Allen. Williams stood tall in a collapsing pocket and launched an absolute strike downfield to Johnny Walker, who hauled it in and zoomed 59 yards for a breathtaking touchdown. Walker got extra snaps today with Burden and Thomas sidelined, and he certainly made the most of them. Meanwhile, backup quarterback Tyson Bagent closed out practice with a stellar team period of his own, capping off a clutch drive with a beautiful 34-yard touchdown pass to Caden Davis. Davis has been consistently flashing his speed throughout camp, and if he keeps making big plays like that, he is going to make it impossible for the coaching staff to cut him from the final 53-man roster. On the defensive side of the ball, newly signed veteran safety Xavier Woods made an instant impact just 2 days after joining the team. Woods picked off Caleb Williams during an end-of-half team drill, displaying the veteran awareness that made him a 121-game starter in this league. He was already taking reps with the first-team unit, and even delivered a bone-crushing hit during team drills. Having overlapped with Al Harris in Dallas back in 2020, Woods fits this scheme like a glove and looks primed to start at safety in Week 1. Cornerback Tariq Stevenson also deserves massive credit for his toughness. After taking a hard hit in yesterday's practice, Stevenson gritted it out, stepped right back onto the field today, and snagged his 3rd interception off Caleb Williams this week. Stevenson is cementing himself as a dominant force and locking down that starting cornerback spot opposite Jalen Johnson. Over in the backfield, DeAndre Swift continues to look like an absolute superstar. Coming off back-to-back 1,300-yard total scrimmage seasons, Swift looks faster, sharper, and more motivated than ever. Entering the final year of his contract, he is playing with something to prove, and if he maintains this explosive pace, he could easily position himself for a massive payday. On the defensive line, 6th-round rookie Jordan Van Den Berg is quietly turning heads by taking first-team reps for the 4th straight practice. Veterans like Neville Gallimore and the defensive coaching staff have publicly praised his relentless motor and physical strength in one-on-one drills. Linebacker Ruben Hippolyte too was also flying around the field today, showcasing the elite sideline-to-sideline speed that made him such an intriguing draft pick. Finally, at left tackle, Jedrick Wills and Kieran Amagaji continue to split first-team reps while Braxton Jones heals up, making Tuesday's full-contact practice a crucial test for both linemen. At the end of the day, training camp is always a roller coaster of emotions. The injuries are certainly nerve-wracking, but the resilience of this roster and the rapid emergence of young talent give us every reason to stay hyped. Stay positive, keep supporting the squad, and let's hope for speedy recoveries across the board. Thanks for watching, and I will see you all in the next one.